Hello, good morning, Team Desire. It is so good to be with you on this Monday morning. I want to tell you one of the most common challenges that I hear from individuals and couples, whether they are men or women or somewhere in between or beyond, whether they are in a heterosexual relationship, a queer relationship, or something different altogether, is I don't know how to talk about sex. I don't know how to say what I want. I don't know how to tell my partner what I desire. I don't know how to change our dynamics and talk about what we want in order to create something different than what it is happening right now. So, how do we talk about sex in a way that is generative, positive, enticing, and actually creates a turn on rather than a turn off? So, when I talk to individuals and I say, what does a conversation about sex look like right now? And a lot of people will say something like, well, we say we should. We should be talking about sex more. We should be having sex more. We should be having sex because it's good for our relationship, because it's part of the human experience, because it'll be good for us later on down the road. Well, my question is, when somebody tells you that you should be doing something, do you get excited? When somebody tells you that you should be doing something different than you are doing right now, does that inspire you to take action? When someone says, we should do this for the good of our relationship, do you feel turned on? Really, I mean, should typically does not turn me on. And so I ask you, does it turn you on? Probably not. So, how do we make an adjustment to the way that we talk about sex? Perhaps saying we should be talking about sex is not a turn on. And it actually doesn't get at the real fundamental question, which is, what do you want? What do you want? Everything in life begins and ends with our vision, with our desires. Everything begins and ends, like every part of our life, like our actions, our thinking, our behavior, our choices, the way we raise our children, how much money we make, the kind of sexual life that we create with somebody else, our intimacy, the connection that we create is all about what we want. So, asking ourselves the question and asking our partner, what do you want? What kind of sexual life do you want? If you could wave a magic wand and have anything that you desire in your sexual and your intimate life, what would it be? Whatever you are experiencing now, let's talk about the things that you don't want to be experiencing, and let's talk about the things that you do want to be experiencing. At a most basic, fundamental level, this is a place where you can start, not only with your partner, but even more importantly with yourself. Because the truth is that people come together and they love each other in the beginning, or they have hot and heavy sex and they're really attracted to each other, or they feel really calm and secure with this person. And then 5 or 10 years down the road, they're like, we're not having any sex, or it's not fun, or she wants this, or he wants this, or they want this, and I don't know what to do because we're not having the same kind of experience that we were in the beginning. So, every few years, maybe every few months, maybe it's every few decades for you, who knows? But you get to ask yourself this question: what do I want? What do I want in my physical, erotic, sexual, intimate life? What do I want to be experiencing on a day-to-day basis, or general broad brushstrokes, or with this person in particular? There are so many different ways that you can be curious about this question. It can be how you want to relate to your own body. It can be how you want to create and make love to someone else. Generally, it can be how you want to create and make love with someone very specifically, with that person you're in relationship with. Ultimately, I want to invite you into asking questions that are open-ended, that are broad, that create an environment that says, any answer is actually okay here. Any response to the question is going to be celebrated and worthwhile. And if that is the environment that you want to create, then you get to be welcoming and joyful and appreciative of whatever answer you create and whatever answer your partner creates. Now, some of the questions that I like to ask specifically are, if you could change anything about your sex life, what would it be? What do you want in your sexual life? What is happening now in your sex life that you don't want to experience anymore? And what would you like to be experiencing? What's your vision for your sex life or your love life or your experience of living in your body? Again, all of these questions are about vision, about being in your vision, about being clear about what you want in your life. And then sharing that and being curious about that with your partner. That's it. So tell me what you're hearing me say. What is valuable? What's your takeaway from this? Where are you going to go with your partner? And really, truly, where are you going to go with yourself? So, in the class that I teach, Unleashing Your Desire, we get really curious about this because we take these particular questions of what is it that you want, and we actually put them into a framework where you create inevitability around generating these from desires into realities. So we go from, oh, I'm hoping or I'm wishing or I'm wanting into this is the life experience that I have, and I am joyful and grateful for it. So tell me what you're hearing me say. How can this transform your relationship with your partner and transform your relationship with your own sex? I'd love to hear your feedback and happy Monday.